guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy's in his early 60s. He's presently updating his will, and he's writing in asking me definitely an unusual question. A question that I think would go without saying and be pretty obvious, but nevertheless, he's asking me this question. And he wants to know if he thinks it's a good idea, if it'd be fair and honorable, those were his words, if he were to include an ex-girlfriend he was with for 12 years and he hasn't seen for a very long time in his will. Now, as I'm sure many of you who've been watching for a while can probably predict how I'm going to respond to that question, I'm still going to go through his situation here, his story, and let you guys hear what he's thinking, where he's coming from, and at the end respond in a very predictable fashion. But I'm going over this for a number of reasons. One, to make it abundantly clear, no matter what the situation, guys, if you spent your life working your tail off for your money and your assets, working hard, working smart, investing it, you can do whatever you want with your money. It doesn't make a difference if it's seen publicly as honorable or fair. It's your freaking money. It's your life. And two, also this is a example that why so many guys need to listen to material like this, because some guys just don't quite get it. And three, well, you're going to see it's very hard for a white knight to change his ways, but hopefully we can help one in his early 60s. So it starts off, says here, hi SSM. It says, good job on the work that you do. Your persistence has paid off. Well done. Well, thank you, sir. I have a question for you and your older subscribers or financially wise subscribers. I would like to know what is the fair and honorable thing to do. I'm in my early 60s and I'm updating my will. It says here, in my mid to late 30s, I quickly moved into a new girlfriend's apartment and home about 1 month after starting to date her. Smack! Are you freaking nuts? 1 month? She might have been, was she the modern day equivalent of Helen of Troy? Was she giving you mind-blowing SCX? Because I can't see any other reason why I want to be so crazy to do that. And even then, you shouldn't do that. We were in a small town. She had children aged mid to late teens. Smack! Oh, you moved in after 1 month with a single MOM. With teenagers. Oh, joy. Why? There were any other single women in your town? She married right after high school and then had her first kid a year or two later. 15 years later, her ex cheated on her. This is verifiable, and she left. Okay. Well, then the ex, who knows, cheating ain't cool. Doesn't mean you got to come in and save the day, dude. In the beginning, I paid my share, approximately 75% of my enormous $35,000 a year salary back then. I was making $45,000 in the later years. We were not rich, but we made it work. I gave her 75% of my salary, and she handled everything. Everything was in her name. Oh my God. Please, Jesus, help me from not totally smacking the shit out of this guy. Smack, smack, smack. You gave her 75% of your income? What the hell was she doing? To a single MOM? After a month? You want to talk about Captain White Knight here. And now he's writing in asking years later, should I leave her my will? But we're not done yet. This is why guys need my material. We stayed in the same rental apartment for 12 years. Dude, why don't you at least buy a house and build up some equity, for goodness sake? And by the way, notice he moved in with her on her turf. How dumb was that? The location of the apartment building was strategically perfect, on a quiet street in a nice neighborhood with easy access to highways, stores, a gym, and parks. I did 0% of the cooking. She did not want me in the kitchen before supper, and she did 100% of the dishes. I had a comfortable life and ate very well. So for 75% of your pay, you got free food and the dishes. But you said she didn't want you in the kitchen anyway. So guess what? It doesn't take that long to cook something, even something more time consuming. What a great deal for her. But we're not done yet. I was able to provide a great experience as the company I work for did marketing for the entertainment industry, and we had a lot of perks. And we as a family and separately were able to experience things that they would never experience without me. Well, who cares? They're not your fucking problem. I do not feel that I did not contribute. I do not feel like I owe her anything. Then why are you writing me asking me to put her in your will? During the later 4 to 5 years of our During the later 4 to 5 years, as in the last 4 to 5 years of their 12-year relationship, our mutual resentment and mutual disrespect grew. We slowly became roommates, went to each other's family events individually. We hardly ate together, had no dates, no sex. Sex was non-existent by then. He said it was good in the beginning, and neither of us initiated. We slept in different rooms, initiated by me. No arguments, no fighting. We were just surviving separately. Money was tight. It wasn't at all at once, but slowly over the years. Again, you are spending 75% of your money to her so she can cook for you. And then at the last 4 to 5 years of the relationship, you weren't getting any. You were living in separate rooms. You weren't eating together, hanging out together. And what else? Oh, and you said that there was mutual resentment and disrespect. What the hell's the matter with you? Why didn't you end it? I mean, seriously, I'm sure you could have gotten somebody else. Small town or nothing, dude. Oh, yeah, hang on. Smack. I prayed to Jesus earlier to help me control myself here, because otherwise I'll knock your head off. What the hell, man? But okay, we all make mistakes. He continues. I left her after 12 years. Well, better late than never. Had I vetted her properly, acted masculine, taken my time before moving in, and set boundaries, and set financial boundaries, things would be different today. Are you trying to tell me that the you of today would have behaved much differently? With all due respect, sir, because he's in his early 60s, he's older than me. I've been conditioned to always respect my elders, so I'm calling him sir. With all due respect, sir, if you're asking me to put her in your will after all that, you clearly haven't learned a whole lot. But I'm going to continue here. I do not want her back in my life. Well, thank God for that. She was good to me when she was in my life, except for the last few years, which were indifferent to each other. Dude, no, it doesn't sound like she was too good. Doesn't sound too good to me. Okay, she cooked great lasagna and great meatloaf. Meatloaf. But seriously, that wasn't that great. I'm currently casually dating multiple women and recently denied a woman exclusivity. She's younger. They're all younger at my age. A single 40-year-old MOM who rushed the exclusive talk. I learned life is good right now. So it goes to show you, now he's in his early 60s and he's dating multiple women. And he even had, he said here, a 40-year-old single MOM who tried to shack up with him. Shocker. You probably gave signals that you would pay. Question number 1. Here we go. Do I include her in my will? Smack. What do you think? What is fair? Doesn't make a difference what is fair. You got to do what's best for you. What is the honorable and righteous financial thing to do? Usually I don't associate honor and righteousness with money. What if this was your sister, daughter, or cousin? You're comparing apples to oranges. A relative, a sister, cousin, niece, nephew, is different than a chick you were involved with for 12 years and half of it was shitty. Is there an amount that would make you say that that man was good, fair, and honorable? It was 12 comfortable years. No, it wasn't. You just said earlier the last 4 to 5 years were not comfortable. Percentage or fixed amount. This is mostly if I die early. My 401ks, I have a couple, will eventually deplete by the time I'm 90 or 95 years old, and I do not own property. Thank you for the work you do, an old late learner. Well, sir, you are still late learning, okay? You're writing in, and here's the thing, and this goes for all you guys out there. It's your money. At the end of the day, I can say what I say, and you can do whatever you want because it's your freaking money. You work for it. You worked hard for it. I'm assuming you work smart for it. You invest in the right places. You can do what you want. But this whole crap about the honorable thing to do, you don't owe her shit. Dude, you were giving her 75% of your pay to a single mom with teenagers. I'm sure that was wonderful. And on her turf in her apartment, and all you got in exchange for it was her cooking, for her not wanting you in the kitchen anyway, and the dishes, and only 2/3 of the time you were actually hooking up, and he said the remaining 1/3 to 40% of the time you're living in separate bedrooms, weren't hanging out, weren't eating together, mutual resentment building up. Why do you think you owe her a dime? She got plenty of money back then. No, dude, you don't owe shit. And again, back to the whole comparing to my sister and nephews and aunts and uncles and whatever, a daughter if I had one, that's apples and oranges, okay? It's one thing if it is a relative of yours or your daughter or sister or whatever and you're helping them out. and they deserve it, as opposed to an old flame from a long time ago. Look, I have definitely one gal from my past who I was with a long time who it didn't end badly, and she was cool. She ain't my fucking Will. No. If I die tomorrow, if I die driving home today, and I get hit by a bus or something, or one of these crazy Floridian drivers kills me, guess what? The money's going to go to my net worth, what I have, and my life insurance policy is going to get split between my 3 nephews and a couple charities that are near and dear to my heart. It ain't going to my ex-girlfriend for way back in the day. She's doing her own thing, and I'm sure she's doing a very good job of it. Okay, so you don't owe this woman shit. But the problem is, you were a white knight back then, and as much as you don't want to hear it, you're still a white knight now. What do you mean honorable and fair? It doesn't make a difference if it's honorable and fair, okay? And if anybody's telling you that, smack them upside the head. Tell them SSM sent you. So, bro, you were way too nice back then. You were way too giving. You were not getting a good deal in the relationship. I know you may think you were, and maybe you feel better about yourself saying you were the honorable guy. No, you don't owe them shit. So, gentlemen, for those of you watching here and may think that you still may owe somebody something, an old flame or who knows, no. You can do whatever you want with your money, okay? And even if somebody says that you're a jerk about it or being greedy or selfish, well, who cares? Who cares what they think? It's your life, it's your money, It's interesting that a lot of people are really pressured. The more money people have, the more they're pressured. They try shaming tactics are put on, pressure to agree to donate this, donate that. That's nice. I'm all for charity. I donate to some charities. But at the end of the day, it's your money. But we're in a society that loves to shame people for this and shame people for that, put pressure on that. Do whatever you want. So, sir, your relationship was not that great from what you're describing to me. You may want to think it was that great. Maybe you want to think it was better than it was, because if you have to accept that it wasn't as good as you thought it was, then that makes you look bad. But I'm not here to, sugarcoat or say a bunch of BS that it's not going to help you. Yeah, you were in a bad relationship. You wasted a big chunk of your life with that broad and nothing to show for it, So no, you don't owe her anything. And none of you guys owe anybody anything. I am all for you being charitable, And if you're going to leave money to family, make sure that they deserve it. But don't leave all your money to members of family that are just going to piss it away and do something stupid with it. I got 3 nephews. They're good boys, all different age ranges, and I can trust they won't do anything stupid. But my nephews ain't getting it all. There's no fucking way. I want them to have enough to help their lives, but not enough that they can do nothing and just sit around all day, when they're older. Again, if I croak today. So that's what I think. So no, do not give her a pen. Well, at the end of the day, it's your life. You want to give her your money, that's your business. I can't stop you. But I also want to say this. This goes to show you, gentlemen, all guys need material like this. And even if it's not for me, even if my personality is not your cup of tea, fine. There are other options out there. But all guys need this material in one form or another from somebody you can trust or a source that you like to remind you, don't be this white knight. Because this guy in his 60s is still a white knight. I'm sure you're a really good guy, sir. I'm sure I would enjoy having a cup of coffee or a beer with you. But in terms of when it comes to the women, my God. Now, I'm glad you didn't get involved with that single MOM who's in her 40s. You've learned something here. But still, you still work on yourself if you're even considering giving money to that woman back then. And I don't care if she's broke. That's her own fucking problem. What was she doing all that time when you were contributing 75%? What was she doing with her money? There's a question for you. But anyhow, there you go. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Please let this guy know what you think, as I know you guys most certainly will. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.